So you've killed thousands of Sicarios and sent more Unidad to an early grave than you can remember. But now, you want to play with the big boys. And while there's no doubt about your skill and ability in the campaign,
Or not? Okay.
some things don't transfer over to PvP quite the way you'd expect them to. So here are a few tips to help you kick some ass online. Aggression pays off. Unlike the campaign mode of Wildlands where you can take your time with every engagement, the multiplayer of Ghost War is a constant push and pull between the two teams. Playing against other people, especially the more seasoned player, means that even a slight hesitation will get you killed. If you give the enemy any room to push, they will, and you'll regret it. And that's why it's important to always be on the offensive, constantly pinning down the enemy and hitting them any chance you get. Now this doesn't mean that you should be reckless, as charging head on or attracting too much attention to yourself will get you killed just as often as hesitation. But it does mean that you need to be an opportunist and be on the lookout for any chance you can get to kill enemy players. It's important to know the difference between hesitation and patience, as well as aggression and recklessness. Aim down sights. While playing Ghost War, it's tempting to stay in third person all the time in order to give yourself a wider field of view, especially during firefights. But while in the campaign aiming in third person only marginally affects your weapon's accuracy, aiming third person online is just about as accurate as shooting over your shoulder while blindfolded. You'd be amazed at the kinds of shots you could miss. Flanking. Flanking the enemy using creative and lesser used routes in the map gives you the best chance of gaining a massive leverage over the enemy team. Try and stick to the very edges of the map where no one goes, using vegetation and structures to mask your movements and make it more difficult for enemies to spot you. The assassin class is the perfect fit for flanking. However, as it's a class unlocked later on in your progression, the point man is a good substitute class to use in the early game. Both of the assault rifles in this class allow you to lay down some serious damage and take on multiple enemies quickly, which is crucial when you're behind enemy lines, as you'll only have a very brief window after opening fire before they realize that you're around. Using the Athletic Sprinter perk also allows you to get around the map much quicker and flank the enemy faster than they can anticipate. The power of recon. As with the main game, spotting the enemy is also a key factor in PvP. Knowledge is power, and knowing where your enemy is not only helps you flank them more effectively, but it also affects the enemy psychologically, as knowing that you can see their every move makes it far less likely for them to try to flank you or for them to go for an objective. Now the recon drone is a great tool, but I would argue that the artillery drone is even better. Not only will you be able to spot the enemy, but you can also force them out of cover and potentially get a kill, which helps both you and your team. Whichever drone you go with though, make sure you use thermal vision to help you spot enemies regardless of if it's day or nighttime. Revive your team. It goes without saying that Ghost War is a team-oriented game, which is why it's so damn surprising that so many people completely neglect their fallen ghosts, even when they are right on top of them. Like, come on. The importance of reviving your teammates cannot be stressed enough, so whenever possible, pick up as many people as you can. Remember, there's strength in numbers. Watch for traps. One of the most incredibly annoying ways to die in this game is by walking onto a mine, and it's made even worse by the fact that the annoyance is almost always towards yourself for not having checked your step. Using the safety first perk for the assault classes allows you to spot enemy traps from 20 meters away, but regardless, you should always be on the lookout for mines around entrances, objectives, and the most common place of all, by a downed teammate. So always make sure you shoot the trap from a safe distance before moving to your destination. Also, it's worth mentioning that the proper use of traps and mines can give you a significant advantage. Try placing them in unexpected but well-traveled areas. And if you're still unsure as to where you should put them, a downed enemy is always a safe bet. Teamwork. Finally, always make sure that you coordinate with your team, and that you work together as one big unit, covering each other's backs and keeping your friends safe.
Oh, fuck.
Now get online and dominate the leaderboards. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like and share it with your friends so that you can all kick some ass online. Subscribe for more upcoming content, and comment below your thoughts on this video as well as what you'd like to see next.